Welcome back to our beginner's guide. We are cranking along our little monkey character, and in this tutorial we are going to be specifically focusing on adding strokes as well as our appearance panel, where we can be adding on some different effects just dealing with our strokes. So he is going to get pretty close to looking done. The next tutorial we will be adding on gradients, just so you guys can get some more practice. And in the last tutorial we already did kind of some of the heavy hitters. So if you guys went all the way through it, we worked on our shape builder as well as our pathfinder. So this one we are going to keep it a lot easier. Let's finish off that hair. So I'm going to click on that back of the head. All I want to do is grab two line segments, and I just want to come on in and drag out two of them. I am going to click on Z for zoom. Let's just zoom in so you can see it. I'm going to hold down shift. Let's grab both of those. So let's just come on over to stroke. Grab your, notice that we're not using that dark yet. And let's just come on over to our stroke panel. I'm going to bump this up to like 15. And then under cap, I'm going to add a little round cap. And that's going to give us that nice little loop. That looks good. I'm going to click on Shift C. I'm going to just get my little path. Wait for it to highlight. Just drag that right on out. And that looks good to me. So what we want to do is we're going to get a little bit more practice uniting shapes. Is while we are doing this, I want to expand our stroke. I am going to click on both, and then you're going to notice that it is a shape. So if I want to unite these, all it's going to do is fill that in. Alright, so let's do this on the back of the head. I'm going to grab everything on this layer. I'm going to come into Pathfinder, and then I am just going to unite all of those shapes. So I want to unite the hair, unite the head, and then we are going to be adding on some strokes. So let's come on over to our stroke panel. I am going to go 1, 2, and let's start with 2. And I think we are going to actually do 3, and then I want to start to just show you some different things that we can do with this. So I'm going to start on the inside, and then we're going to start to work our way out. So every time we grab a shape, we're going to put on a stroke on the inside, and then we're going to go into the appearance panel, and then we're going to add on a stroke to the outside. So we've got that guy. Notice that this is probably the same color. I do want this one to be darker, so as it goes into the middle, I think I want that to be a little bit fatter. Actually, let's keep it at 3. Now on the line to stroke, the default is in the middle. So if I just zoom in, that stroke is happening right there. So that's the border of my shape. So it's going on both sides. What I want to do is align it to the inside. So all of that stroke is going to go pushing towards the inside. That looks good. I will now round out some of those corners. So you can kind of play around with what it does. So if I want sharp corners on the inside, I could leave that alone. I think I'll leave that alone for right now. I'm going to go Control 0, and then what we want to do is come into our appearance. Let's just click on that. That's that little sun. So I have it selected. Notice it'll say stroke. There's our inside one. I want to add on a new stroke. Let's just click on that color, and let's just say this is going to be maybe a cream, just so we can see it. Next thing I want you guys to do is click on that stroke panel. So right now there's actually 2 strokes happening on top of each other. So what we want to do is modify this other one. So instead of going on the inside, it's actually going onto the outside. So if I click on that, and let's just bump it up so it looks a little more like a sticker, that I have 1 stroke and then I have a second stroke. So that looks pretty good. I like that. Let's move on to the next one just so we can get our practice in. Let's grab this face. I have not united those yet, so let's just come on over to our Pathfinder, click on Unite Shapes, and let's do the same thing. So I'm going to come on over to my stroke. Let's go to 3. We started with the inside, so let's just color that one up. Let's go 1, 2. Now on this one, I don't know if I want that little widow's peak, so let's just add on a nice little round corner. So if I zoom in, that little round corner, it's going to give me a little widow's peak, and or it's going to not give me a little widow's peak. Oh, let's turn it off. Let's have that little round. I like that. Alright, next let's go back to our appearance. Let's do the same thing. Let's practice. New stroke. I want this one to be our dark. So this one, since they're all going towards the head, I want all the ones that are happening for the ear and the face to be that dark color. So again, I'm going to click on that stroke panel. And then I want to line that one to the outside. So again, notice that there's two happening. So it looks like you're deleting something, but it's just going on the outside. Now I might modify the thickness. Let's see if we go 5 with this. All right, that looks good. Let's just see if we are done with this layer. Let's do our ears. Now when we do our ears, I just want you to, since we're going to be doing some things in the appearance, you'll kind of see why. It'll usually try and fight us. So if I want to align on the inside, next thing I want to do is color that one a little bit darker. Let's just maintain the up to, by the way. Alright, that looks good. Let's go into appearance. I want to add a new stroke. This one is going to be our dark. And again, this one's going on the outside. So I want to click on the outside. Let's just bump that up to 5 again. That looks good. And a lot of times why we ungroup is it likes to fight us on the aligning and where to align. So if I click on this, sometimes you'll see these actually grayed out if things are grouped. So it's a little bit finicky sometimes. Alright, those are all done. What else do we need to do? Let's keep on cranking through. Let's just lock those out. I'm not doing anything here. On the mouth, I am going to be adding on, let's start with 3. Let's go on the outside just to see what it looks like. Notice that is the dark color, by the way. I want to go 2. That's going to go on the inside. That is going to go up 2. Oh, let's get fancy. Let's do it here too. So I'm doing the exact same thing. I know I'm going a little bit quicker, but we're just going through the exact same process. I'm aligning to the inside. I'm coming on over. I'm coloring things. Maybe that won't be as dramatic. Alright, let's go Control 0. Alright guys, we are all done with the stroke panel as well as the appearance. We've actually practiced quite a few things. And again, if you guys are ever going through the tutorials and have questions or are struggling with things, definitely put that into the comments section, especially as we start adding on more and more difficult stuff to our characters. Usually I try and go everything nice and step by step so you can kind of see it. So let's go on to the next tutorial where we are going to be adding on some gradients and then saving up our monkey.